I'm Lily, and today I'll be walking you through the Parabeac Hello World guide. So go ahead and pull it up if you are not already on the docs page. If you need help, it's docs.parabeac.com. Let's get started. So first things first, you're going to want a Figma file to convert using Parabeac. Go ahead and open the one that we already have prepared for you. You're going to want to note that everything is in a container. First, it's Hello World screen. And in that is Hello World button with a custom tag, and then in that is the actual text and background color. The custom tag is super important because that's what signals to Parabeac that we're going to want to add logic to that element, and it generates the code for that. You also want to note that there's constraints on every side. Whenever you make your own file, go ahead and do that. So duplicate this one to your drafts and open it up. You're going to want to do this so that you can edit it or change the color or mess around with it, whatever you want to do later. Next, we need to get the Figma file ID token. So just go to Settings, scroll on down to Personal Access Token, enter any name that you want, and press Enter. It only generates the token once, so you're going to want to write it down somewhere safe, or you'll have to regenerate it later and revoke access to older ones. So next, we're going to want to convert it using Parabeac. You can either use Parabeac Core, which is our open source project that you can download on GitHub and use in your terminal, or Nest, which is our web app. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to use Nest, and also because I prefer it. You can click Login on Parabeac.com or go straight to app.parabeac.com to log in. Once you're logged in, you'll create a new project, enter the project name. Here I'm naming it Hello World. Click Next, and go ahead and enter the access token that we just generated and the URL to your Figma file. And press Enter. Next, you're going to want to select which screens you want to convert. In our case, there's only one, and it's selected, so click Apply. And then you're going to want to select your repository. I already have one named Hello World, and just make it off of the main branch. Awesome, so go ahead and open that. And we can see I have some old code in main, but you can view all branches, and we can see the one that was generated 13 seconds ago. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the URL because I'm going to be cloning it in Visual Studio. You can use whatever IDE you'd like, or even download it as a zip, or use Xcode, do it straight in your terminal, whatever you'd like. So I'm pasting the URL, putting it on my desktop. Okay, so VS Code wants to automatically run Flutter pub get. If you're using anything else that doesn't do it, just type it into terminal and press enter. When I run that, I have a version discrepancy since my Flutter is a little outdated, so I'm just going to go ahead and fix that manually in pubspec.yml. If you have a newer version of Flutter, this shouldn't happen. If you don't, you can go ahead and do that too. Once everything is resolved, we're going to want to go ahead and open a simulator. In my case, I'm going to be using an iPhone 13. Just to make sure that everything is functioning properly. So I'm going to go ahead and do Flutter Run, and if you've done this before, you know that it's going to be their sample app, the counter one, which we'll fix in a minute. So let's go ahead and make sure that everything is running. All right, great. And it's displaying the counter app because we haven't actually pointed to the screen files that Parabeac generated. So in order to do that, it's pretty simple. We just need to update main.dart by importing the actual page that we have. That will just be the file path under the screens file and then the screen that you want to reference if you need to copy it. The sample import code that we provided has your name project in all caps, so just go ahead and change that to whatever you named it. In my case, it'll be hello world, and then it'll go screens, page 1, hello world screen.g.dart. So next you're going to want to change where home points to, and it will be hello world screen. And if you ever want to check it, just go ahead to hello world screen.g.dart and you can check what the class is titled, and that's the class that you want to point to in home. So in my case, I'm just copying it. You can also copy the relevant file path for instead of manually typing import package. Save that, go ahead and run. And now, instead of the counter app, our Figma design file is what should be generated. Let's see. All right, perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. Now it looks correct, but of course there's no functionality yet because we haven't added that. Now if you remember in our Figma file, we tagged the button with custom. So what that did was generate code under controller, and it will be named the same name that we typed into the Figma file. So there it was hello world button. We're going to want to open hello world button custom Dart. It's under lib and then under controller, and paste in the code from the tutorial. All that code is a gesture detector where on tap it prints to terminal saying hello world. You can make it say whatever you'd like or have it do whatever you like. We just did this because it's pretty simple and we want to show that the app is responsive. So we're going to go ahead and restart it, doing Flutter Run. And there we go. Reloaded, and now we should see hello world in terminal. There it is. I hope this tutorial helped you to understand how to use Parabeac to convert your projects, how to use custom tags, where to insert logic, where the screens are generated and how they're separated from the logic, and so forth. If you have any suggestions for future tutorials, projects, or features, feel free to reach out to us via email or on Discord. We're always there, ready to listen. So happy coding!